Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Burn This Podcast. I'm Brandie Posey, your host of the podcast and the owner of Burn This Records. Happy end of 2024. Happy? We're happy here at the label because you're here and you're part of our community that we're trying to build of good, funny comics that are decent people. You're hearing from me, which means that there is a new album out for pre-sale right now, and it's available everywhere this Friday. The album is called Corn Dogs Unleashed. It's by Andy Erikson. Andy is awesome. I've known her forever. She is out of Minneapolis, Minnesota originally, lives here in Los Angeles now, I'm proud to say. This is our last release of the year, and we're going out with a big one because it's so funny and so great, and everybody that we've worked with this year has just been such an absolute blast, and I couldn't be happier with how the first year of the label has gone. Thank you guys for being a part of it, and enjoy my conversation with Andy. Buy it! Buy all of them! Why not? Okay, enjoy.
We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn.
This podcast. You're like a post-apocalyptic radio DJ is the vibe you have going on right now, which I kind of love.
Yeah, I'm coming to you live from the bunker.
Yeah. I imagine you have like a very cute bunker. I imagine, yeah,
it's important to plan your bunker.
Yeah.
Like, we have the closet picked out already. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, tell me more about your bunker closet.
Well, if the world's gonna end, it's what's really important is if the atomic bomb goes off, is you want to be protected from the radiation.
Yeah.
In case you don't just immediately just die. So you want to go into like a closet and then like put like mattresses all around you.
Okay.
And then have water, I guess. And then I don't know, find the pee corner right away.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good call. Like, be like to designate the pee corner. We're not even gonna talk about poop. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's important. But no, we'll probably die on impact, so that's cool too.
I mean, whatever.
I know I made it this far. I'm good.
Yeah, I try to apply the way that I feel on an airplane to the atomic bomb and to nukes, where I'm just like, well, I can't fly it, so I'm not in charge.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's nothing I can do for the duration of this flight. There's nothing I can do to save myself. I guess
that's like, yeah, because it's like it'd be weird to worry about it. It's like, why are you worried? You've nothing. Yeah, there's nothing you could do anyways.
Yeah, like I can't just like magically fly a commercial airliner.
I'd like to think that set me in front of the controls and I could figure it out. I would like to think that.
I genuinely have thought about, like, I'm such a control freak. I've thought about like getting a flight simulator just because it would be like, well, then I would at least be able to feel like I know.
Yeah. They'd be like, can anyone fly this plane? And you're like, maybe.
Maybe. On my computer, I absolutely can. Don't look at my landing record. It's fine.
My landing record.
I believe that I would survive a plane crash, which is like the most hubris that I ever have at any moment, where I'm like, well, I just jump in the air at the last moment, so like my bones wouldn't break.
Yeah, it's good to practice. That's why we do jumping jacks.
Yeah, exactly. It's for jumping jacks for survival. No one.
When we were kids. Dang it. I thought it was all about the reach that you have.
Yeah, no, exactly. The further the wingspan that you can go for.
I have to be careful, like doing things with my arms because I'm wearing like a little crop top, but it's actually a swimsuit top.
Oh, so it's like a crop top then.
Yeah, and I wanted to wear my nicest top, and it just happens to be my swimsuit.
It's cute though. I love it. It matches
right?
Yeah, it's really good. It matches the tips of your hair.
Yeah, it all goes together. But it's a swimsuit, but I wear it out all the time, and no one asks or cares.
It would be crazy if somebody was like, "Excuse me, are you wearing your bathing suit right now?" Because if they were wrong, then they are an asshole.
How dare you think I am from the ocean?
And then I just cannonball away.
Yeah, I just find a body of water and jump into the fountain. How dare you? I mean, that does sound great.
Are you a pushed in the pool or a pusher in the pool, or like do you not like to be around any of that horsepower?
Okay, great question.
Yeah.
Because I love safety, so I don't think
Mhm.
you should push someone. I really love safety, but I
Yeah.
also really love pushing people
Yeah.
into pools. And I don't like being pushed into pools,
Hmm.
but it's fun. So
Yeah.
it's like one of those things where it's like, hey, my iPhone's now waterproof. Go ahead. So yeah.
Yeah.
If
I
anyone's watching this and you see me at a pool, whatever, it'll be funny.
Man, that's dangerous to put out there. Because I
Well,
think
I
that
was
oh
on the
god.
swim team.
Yeah, same.
So,
Hell yeah.
yeah, we have to use that. No one ever finds out about that.
You forget like, or at least I forget like how like knowing how to swim and what a like how important that actually is, because then
Yes.
when I meet somebody that like doesn't know how to swim or something and I'm like, yo, that's there's so much there's so much water at any point that you don't want to be in or do want
So
to be
much
in.
water.
There's so much water everywhere.
Well, yeah, and if you've ever seen Survivor, like
Yeah.
you're gonna need to know how to swim. So,
Yeah. I mean, we live in a reality show universe at this point, so like work on your skills.
yes, get prepared. Everyone should work on their survivor skills. You need to know how to start a fire,
Hmm.
and you need to know how to swim, and
Hmm.
you need to know how to climb underneath in like mud, climb in mud. Like that's really important too.
I think that's definitely a good thing to work on.
Mm.
I'd like to
Yeah,
figure out where to work on that, but
they don't have that at the gym, the mud
no,
pile.
unfortunately, they did not have like the mud climbing wall at the gym. But maybe I'll bring it up to management and be like,
Yeah.
excuse me, I'm like working on my like survival skills. Fuck these abs. Nobody cares about abs anymore. Abs are out.
Yeah, why abs are out.
Abs are out. Survival skills
Yeah.
are in.
Yeah. Teach me how to start a fire right now in the
Yeah,
gym.
would be great.
Yes,
Let's get into some
right?
skill shares.
Yeah, like a gym for not dying.
Yeah.
So I wish I was the type of person who looked like they went to the gym. Because I look like the type of person who collects other people's teeth. You know? But like without the job security or the benefits, you know? Aside from the teeth, they're a pretty nice perk. Right? Like I look like the type of person who goes to Chuck E. Cheese by myself. It's a fun time. But that got me thinking. Like I was like, I know what would make going to the gym like the best thing ever. Like I know what would motivate me to go to the gym. Guys, what if you got tickets for working out at the machines? Yes, seriously. What if you could earn tickets? Oh my gosh, and you could get prizes. Like seriously, I know so many people are nodding. Yes, this is all we need. So you go and you're walking out. Yeah, there's one person clapping. They get it. Yeah, take me to Shark Tank. Right? I just need a bunch of tickets and a treadmill. But seriously, like you're on the machine, you're on the treadmill, and you're like, yeah, and you're running, and every once in a while, like tickets are coming out. You're like, holy crap, I'm doing it, yeah. You're like, okay, just 5 more miles, and I can get a fidget spinner, you know? You know? Just keep on going. Yeah, or maybe you're doing the stair stepper machine. You're like, okay, come on, let's go. Just 2 more flights of stairs, and I can get a finger trap. You know? Oh man! And what would be so fun too is like, you get to see these like buff guys and gals just walking around the gym, just like dangling their rows and rows of tickets. Like, yeah, look at me. Yeah. Who wants a Hello Kitty teapot? Yeah. Just spinning them around. Right? They're so cool. But I know it'd be like me. I would just be like walking around with like my little handful of tickets, like 4 tickets. Like, oh, please, I just need to save up to get a stale candy necklace. I want to learn how to grow mushrooms.
Yeah.
I think those just grow on their own, though, just on a field.
Yeah, I think, well, there are mushroom kits. I've been advertised these online where they send you like a little um it's like a tightly packed box of like wood chippings that you
Oh,
that's in like a plastic bag because they need like humidity to grow. So you like cut
oh,
open the plastic bag and then you just like spray it in because there's mushroom spores all over it. So then
Cool.
you can grow a bunch of different kinds. I get advertised this. And now that I've said it to you, your phone will show you it too.
That's so true. What were we? We were talking about crows or something, and then you said you
Oh,
had like a crow outside, and then
yeah.
I started getting ads for crows.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's like
So random.
I think that's the actual crows being like she might be
Yeah.
interested. Like they've been taking out ad space.
Yeah,
Um,
the crows are smart. I've heard that.
they're incredibly smart. You know, crows can
Mm.
they can be like, "Oh, that is that person's car," and they hold a grudge and they can pass down a grudge to multiple generations of crows.
I
And
love
then
that.
if they don't like you, they'll shit on your car and teach their children to shit on your car too, which I love that.
So cool.
It rules.
I love that too. I just remembered I have a mushroom chocolate in my
Mhm.
freezer. Should I go get it?
If you want to, you do whatever you want, girl.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go take one and we'll see what happens.
Hell yeah. Perfect.
All right. I'm always like, whoa. I'm always like waiting for the right opportunity to eat. This is my mushroom chocolate. It's
Nice.
if
It's
you're a cop,
pink.
it's not real. Yeah, this is
Little
the
pink
outside.
wrapper.
Yeah. And it's just
Hmm.
little squares, and each of them
Oh,
has
nice.
like it's microdose, so it's a tiny bit.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
But
Hell yeah.
it's so hard to decide when to take it.
Hmm.
It's like temporary tattoos. You have them and you don't know.
No, 100%. Yeah, it's like when do you do that? I used to when I was in high school, I would wear temporary tattoos as jewelry for dances. That was the thing I did a lot. Like I would
Yes.
just like put them on instead of like a necklace or something. I would do that. But as an adult, I haven't used them as much, unfortunately.
Yeah, too many temporary. I mean, because yeah, they're so fun and cool, but I end up
Hmm.
just leaving them like in the pack.
Yeah.
But it's like I have to remember only to have one.
Yes, just
I
call
was
it
like,
one.
I can't just like eat like 10 of them.
I know that seems like the problem with like wheat chocolate or like any kind of like mushroom chocolate or whatever we're at, but the chocolate is good quality, so it's still better.
Yes.
It's like better than a Hershey's bar. So you're like, well, I would like they should sell them as bars with like one of the squares has the wheat or the mushrooms in it, but the rest
The
of it
rest.
is the bar.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing this idea out there, but like that would probably do very well and you would sell more of them just to all the to all the weed companies listening.
Yeah, just eat the ones. Yeah, because you want to eat all the rest of it. But yeah, I mean, it's like $40 for,
Yeah.
so it better be good chocolate. It's
Yeah,
better
I know.
not be the,
Seriously. The waxy bullshit.
or maybe it's like shaped like the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be cool. Bite his ears off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd
Oh
be
my
cool.
gosh. Well, thanks for not doing drugs in the podcast. I appreciate it. Which is
Oh
funny
my
because
gosh.
you have a track on the album where you talk about like how you don't party, but
Oh my
Andy,
God.
you are partying right
I'm
now.
partying.
You're
Oh my
partying.
gosh. Dude, I'm microdosing partying. I'm stepping
Yeah.
my toe into it and I have to redo that joke. I take it back. Partying. You because the joke is like someone's like, "Do you party?" And
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
"No, you
No.
don't." I just want
Mm-mm.
like, you don't party. You don't, but I
I'm gonna cut out this clip and give it to you. And then that way, when people
do.
do ask you in the future, you can just
Yeah.
like be like, well, I have a Zoom call to share with you. And then you can just to answer that question. Here's a snippet from a Zoom I did.
It's psychedelic.
Yeah, yeah. Now
I just
the
start
bathing suit top
flying.
is making more sense now.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, yeah.
No, man, but I do. I recommend it because
Mhm.
I don't normally party, but like
Yeah, yeah.
microdosing chocolate is great. It's like just chill because like I
Hmm.
don't like weed
Hmm.
because it makes me like it's too much. It's too much.
Hmm.
Even like weed gummies, like I just get overwhelmed. But like this is just like a chill, just
Hmm.
like I think it's like an eighth of a, it's like a super
Nice.
tiny amount.
That's
And it's
perfect.
vegetables. So I'm getting my vegetables for the
No,
day, right?
exactly.
Mushrooms.
Exactly. Dude, we have a listener on Lady to Lady that's a botanist that lives up in
Mm.
Humboldt, and we were just doing shows up there, and she took us into the woods and she specializes in mushrooms, like of all kinds.
Whoa.
And she took us on like a hunt for Bigfoot, but she was also just like showing us all the different mushrooms in the forest, which was super cool. And
So cool.
what all the different kinds are. And I didn't know about this, but like so cordyceps are a kind of mushroom that grow inside of a living host, and then they control it to do what they want. It usually happens with ants, where like they'll be like
Whoa.
a spore will grow in an ant, take over its brain, and tell it to get towards the sun in the rainforest. Like that's crazy. Mushrooms are crazy.
That is so. I'm feeling it. The mushrooms want me to
Yeah.
go
Find the sun.
drink the Gatorade.
Yeah, exactly. Were you working with an orange Gatorade over there?
Yeah, so I got these Gatorade Zeros.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And every time I have friends come over, I'm like,
Mhm.
hey, would you like something to drink? Maybe a Gatorade Zero? They
Mm.
always say no. No one has
Oh,
ever accepted my Gatorade Zero.
oh,
More for me, I
damn.
guess. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I guess you can have a cup of tap water. Like,
Yeah.
you. If someone ever says to you, do you party? I want you to know the answer is no. It is always no. Because like I answered yes. And I was like, yeah, birthday parties, yeah. Let's go, presents and cake, yeah, I'm alive. Or they're like, no, not a birthday party. And I'm like, yeah, tea party, yeah. Herbal, I don't need caffeine, says everyone. Okay, nope, not a tea party. Mario Party? It's never Mario Party. And they're like very different kind of mushrooms. But I have more advice for you guys too. Whenever you go to a party, no matter what, always take your shoes off. Just always, right, you get it. So every party I go, the first thing I do is I take my shoes off, and then the host is like, this is an Olive Garden, And I'm like, this is a butter knife, And I just start stabbing everybody, And he's like, when you're here, you're family. And I'm like, most murders happen within the family. Stab, stab, and he's like, you're going to jail. And he takes me to Red Lobster and puts me in a lobster tank. So yeah, that's what happens when you answer yes to do your party. Because you end up putting drugs in your body and then you just see what happens. So if that's what you're into, I don't know, but it was fun. I made it. What I don't like though about partying is like all this pressure to be a social butterfly. It's like all everyone's talking about is like, yeah, you gotta be a social butterfly. Right? But I'm telling you guys now, you do not have to be a social butterfly. You know what you can do? Here's what you should do. Be a social caterpillar. Yep. That's where you go to the party and you just eat as much as you can. You go in and you go to the food table and you just start working your way through. Yeah, I'm the hungry social caterpillar. You don't have to talk to anybody. You really don't. You just eat your food, and if they ask what you're doing, you say, I'm preparing. And then after a good 2 or 3 hours, you go into the room with all the coats, and you wrap up in all the coats, and then you take a nap. A couple hours later, you emerge as a butterfly, and then you flap around a couple times and get on out of there.
I'm working with a Good and Gather caffeinated Dr. Cherry Vanilla sparkling water,
That sounds
35
amazing.
grams of caffeine. I love a caffeinated water so much.
I've never even heard of that. That sounds great.
They were around for a minute. With the bubbly had a couple for a minute, and then they went away, and I was like, what happened? And now something happened, and somebody just only drink those. It's the same as like God, that what's that Panera Bread caffeine that like drink that they just took off the market because it gave someone a heart attack and they died.
The lemonade?
Yeah, I wanted that shit so bad, and I never got one. And it sounded
Because it
so
had too much caffeine, right?
yes, and I wanted it.
Dude.
I was so mad I didn't get it.
That was so funny to me. That whole thing with like not the whole, that someone died or did they
No, no, no.
die? They
I think
just,
they did, but I, whatever.
yeah, that happens.
Yeah, it happens. Here's the reason. A lot of people die, unfortunately. It's very sad. If you're their family, stop listening for the next 2 minutes. There we go.
Okay,
Now we're
cool.
good.
Um, it was funny to me. So like someone got the lemonade and then something bad happened to them.
Mhm.
But then like a week later, they had
Mhm.
this campaign that was like, pay $10 a month and you can have as many beverages as you want from our like faucets, like
Yeah.
or like our things.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just pay $10 and come in and get, and the comments are just full of people just roasting them and being like, yeah, try our lemonade. Yeah, does anyone want some death lemonade? You
Yeah.
can have as much as you want of our death lemonade. And it was like I took screenshots, so I need to like go back and find them. But and this was going, and I was just I was like,
Yeah.
guys, the timing on this. Could you have like
Insane.
someone's like someone drinks one of your products and you're like, hey everyone, what about our drinks?
Yeah.
And it was just, and then eventually they disabled comments, and I had been
Yes.
like sharing it with people, and then now
Mhm.
there's like we're like no comments, no comments. I was like, this is like the internet was so funny, like the commenters were
Oh,
so funny, and I'm like, people are hilarious. So
God, I wish I had seen that because then I would have like
yeah,
gone in with like,
yeah,
because you could just go in with jugs, right? And just
right,
fill it up.
yeah, and
At
just
that
drink.
point, yeah. Well,
I,
and then at that point, because that also feels like the beginning of the end, right? Like if I had known that, then you could have become a kingpin and really just cornered the market. Been like, okay, I'll become
oh
the black
yeah,
market dealer of the Panera lemonade.
absolutely. You go in, yeah. There's be so many ways to just take advantage of that.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they'll bring it back for like a Freedom Week or something.
Yeah, Freedom Week. Yeah, they only have it in New Hampshire. What's the state that's like the live free or die
Yeah, yeah,
state?
yeah, yeah. New Hampshire is just full of Panera lemonade.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
Oh my
that's
God.
great.
I have a question. You have a
Yeah.
delightful track on this album about going through the TSA with your teddy bear. Um, how has because you did that as practice for your cat. How has your
Yes.
cat, have you taken your cat through security?
Yeah. So when I was recording my album,
Hmm.
I came into Minneapolis with my stuffed animal and my pet carrier in practice. And then when I finished recording my album, I
Hmm.
put my cat in the pet carrier. I went back, and you know what? It went smoothly. It went
Oh
great.
yeah.
I I knew everything. I practiced everything. The only part that was a little different was at going through TSA, they did have you like take the cat out and like hold it and then
Yeah.
carry it through, which with the stuffed animal, which I joke is like I put it through the
Yeah.
conveyor belt and people don't realize that like it's not a real animal. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, it'll be fine. Just getting a free vet check. Like we're just putting
I,
it through.
I absolutely put my dog through the X-ray machine the first time I ever flew with him because I didn't know. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with my dog? And no one answered. So I was like, I guess. And then all the TSA guys ran to the thing and were like, there's a dog in here. And I was like, I was trying to get direction. But he's 17 and a half. He's like still alive. So it might have actually helped. I don't know.
Gave him superpowers or strengthened his bones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's gotta happen. I've heard of like cats getting loose and just
Oh yeah.
like, and that to me just seems so fun. Just like this
Yeah.
little TSA area, which I bet they actually like the chaos a little bit. Where they're like, oh, good, something different than like, did you take your laptop out of your bag? Because like half
Yes.
the people, they're like, please take your laptop. And that's all they say all day is take your laptop out of
Water,
your bag. Take your laptop. Yeah,
laptop,
water, water.
back and forth. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Ooh, a
How do
cat
you
got loose.
yeah.
Yay.
How do you feel about like are you good at the TSA?
Yeah, I do. I'm like I'm my nickname in high school was Pokey because I was so slow. So there is that where like it does take me a while, but I do the TSA pre-check. So
Yeah.
and I have my pacemaker, so I also get like another
Oh yeah.
line
Hmm.
for part of it, which is kind of cool. And like they never see it coming where they're like, "Hey, come through here." And I'm like, "I can't." And they're like, yeah, ma'am, come over here." And I'm like, "Mm-mm." They're like, "Seriously, ma'am." And I'm like, pacemaker. And they're like, "Oh, okay." Normally it's
Ooh.
old people. Right? They get to be all high and mighty, like, you don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, you don't know
Actually.
what you're doing.
Is
So
that like a
yeah.
special card or like something that you get to whip out in that moment
I
and be like, actually?
No, they just believe you. which is great because I do have one, but like, it
Yeah,
could
yeah.
totally be like pacemaker. And like, I always instinctively like show my scar, which is like
Mhm.
right there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, I don't need to do that. I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
always like, look at
Also,
me.
yeah, check it out.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, no big deal. Look, I
No, I
party
don't
and I
like
have
it.
a pacemaker, so let me
Yeah.
get on that goddamn plane.
Yeah. No, it's like my backup, and mine's one of the ones that will like jolt you
Mm,
if which is like that's great. Like I was like so bummed about having to get a pacemaker because like, oh, I'm old. It makes me like I'm like whatever. But it's like, no, like I have the backup in me. Like
yeah.
normally people are like, go get the defibrillators. It's like they don't I was like, I can just go, just give me a second.
Mhm.
And I'm like, all right.
Does it like sense then to know to do that if something happens or
Yeah, it's super smart and it even like connects to Wi-Fi and all that stuff and like transmits data,
oh,
which is super cool. But
wow.
mostly what it does is when my heart rate goes too fast, when it gets
Mhm.
over 200 beats a minute for like more than a certain number of seconds,
Mhm.
then because my heart's beating so fast that the blood isn't circulating, so
Mm.
then it just gives you a jolt and then like your heart slows down and goes back to normal. And then you can just continue about your day, which is weird. It's happened
Yeah.
to me twice, and like both times right after it, I just like got like a little bit of euphoria. And I remember them telling me like, oh, if it goes off, like you can come into the emergency room if you want. Otherwise, if you're feeling good, just go about your day. And I was like, I'm not just gonna continue about my day. But then it, but then it happened. I was like, oh yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Like,
Man, that's interesting. Could you like sense that it was going to happen? Were you like, oh, I'm breathing really fast. I hope it does the thing, or like,
one of the times it actually went off by mistake. Because it can just sometimes like a different part of your heart's beating fast, but that's not the part that
yeah.
it really matters, like the top part. And I
Hmm.
like ran up to like go get a package from Amazon and I came back in
Hmm.
and it didn't. I was like so surprised. I was like, what was that? Because it's like
Yeah.
getting kicked in the chest by like a horse, they
Oh,
say, like just like a quick like little kick and electricity. And I was like so confused.
yeah.
I was actually kind of like angry. I was like,
Yeah.
what is happening? See your manager. My
Yeah. Yeah.
heart. And then the
Yeah.
other time I was at a movie theater and I was just feeling so off. I was just like,
Mm.
I was in line, I think, to get like a popcorn refill. And then I was just like sitting there, I was like feeling weird. And then I like leaned against a counter and then it
Hmm.
shocked me. And then I
Hmm.
just screamed. I went, ah! And then like no one did anything or like looked at, they kind of looked at me and then like went back. And I was like, I just screamed in the middle of a movie theater and no one cares? I was even like, oh, sorry, I like leaned weird. And they were like, it's fine. I'm like, is it?
Is
Is
it
it fine?
Someone should check on me.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Can someone please check on me? So that was weird. I was like, well, thank goodness I have this thing because if I'd have passed out, they'd just be like, oh, I guess she's taking a nap.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
oh my gosh, LA.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how to say this, but I'm a huge dork. Yeah, so I recently flew on an airplane with a stuffed animal inside of an animal carrier. And I really did that. And you guys are looking at me like, we believe you. Yes. But I have a perfectly good explanation. I'm going to be soon traveling with my cat, so I wanted to do a run through. So that's normal. So I was flying with my little animal friend, and people come up to me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what's his name?" And I'm just like, Teddy, and they're like, "Oh man," so they're disappointed, but everyone is super nice to you if you travel with a stuffed animal and a pet carrier, right? I know, it's pretty cool. Like, you can kind of do whatever you want. Like, you can board the plane whenever you want. They're like, first class, now boarding. You just walk right up, and they're like, she knows what she's doing. But no, it was really exciting traveling with my little friend. As I was walking up to TSA, the TSA agent was like, whoa, 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 ah, no, I'm allergic. And I was just like, you're allergic to stuffed animals? Or bears? Right? I No, she did not think that was funny, like at all. So we get through the TSA and I'm getting checked through. And this was also, people were like really concerned because I was like, I took it out. I put the bag and then I put it, I didn't shake it. Yeah! I just get through TSA, yeah! Don't worry, it's dead. I just don't shout it. No, that didn't happen. So I take it and I put it on the x-ray machine to go through. People were like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm like, no, it's fine. It's like, just getting a free vet visit. X-rays are very expensive.
So you recorded this in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yes.
You're at your home club, Acme Comedy.
Yay!
And you're working with Jimmy Pardo that weekend.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this, but when we were talking earlier, like you said that you like went up during Jimmy's set to ask him to do an intro for you. That's so funny.
Yes, and it's cool too because I actually have it like the audio of that. So part of me wants to just like release it. So it was the last show of the entire week because I've been meaning to ask him to record my outro, and I just thought it would be really funny to interrupt him. I just thought it would be so, because I knew he would be like, Andy, what are you doing up here? You know, and just like, and so I just kind of waited 10 minutes into his set and came out and I was like, hey, Jimmy. He's like, what? What's happening? What's going on? And I'm like, I just wanted to ask you a favor. He's like, right now? Like, right now? I was like, well, yeah. and he just teased me relentlessly, which was so fun because he does a lot of crowd work for people who don't.
Oh my gosh,
aren't familiar. But yeah, and then I asked him to do my intro and he did it even like a couple takes. And then it was really fun.
That's adorable. Yeah, if for those who have not seen Jimmy Pardo, amazing crowd work comedian. Like that's what a fun gift to give him to get to like riff on that and like have fun with it.
See,
like
you get it. Like
I totally get it. Yeah.
For him, and he said that afterwards. He was like, no, that was fun. He's like, I wish more people did fun, like things like that. Like they did when he was like coming up and like when he, you know, like when he was kind of first at Acme, he's like, they would do that all the time, come out and like mess with each other. So he thought it was fun. But I will warn comedians, for the most part, you don't want to just run on stage during someone
No. You got to really have a real rapport with that person or know that it's someone that like, you know. It's
That'd
like,
be cool.
It's like roasting somebody. It's like you don't want to do it unless you know it or you like know them. I think is the key, I believe.
Otherwise, you create an adversary for
Yeah.
life.
Yes.
You have a comedy adversary, which is fun, I guess, to have your like enemy. But
You know, it was funny. I was at a festival a few weekends ago, and we were talking about like I don't know how I came up. They were like, "Oh, everyone likes you, Brandie," and I was like, "No, people don't like me." They were like, "Who doesn't like you?" And I was like, and I was like, "I know people don't," but I was like, "I genuinely can't think of anybody off the top of my head." But that's mostly because I don't think about it.
yeah.
But, you know, I was like, I don't know. And then I named a few people. Then I named a few people, and they were like, "They don't like anybody. That's not special." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Like, oh no, I need an adversary.
Fuck yeah. So maybe I should just start roasting people I don't know very well. Oh,
Yeah, dude, that's a great question. Who hates me?
right.
Mostly,
I think it's good if you don't have an answer off the top of your head quickly, because then it means that even if somebody does, then it's like whatever. I haven't like I've set a boundary and it won't bother me.
Good. Boundaries are good.
Boundaries are good.
That's what I've learned.
Yeah, exactly.
People have boundaries for me. You can only call once a week. I like boundaries, I say.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a good practice to have with most things. You know, it's funny because like talking about boundaries, your husband is somebody that you met doing a podcast with that
Yes.
Tell me that story. I really love it. It's so cute.
It is our Cinderella story. So I was doing comedy back in Minnesota, and I was only doing comedy like a couple of years too. And like this stranger came up to me after the show and asked me to do his podcast, and I was like, okay, cool. So I went over to this strange man's house and I went into his basement and we recorded a podcast. which was cool, fine, fun,
Mhm.
good time. But then I did find out, a few weeks later, he actually didn't have a podcast. He had just
So
made it
funny.
up just to have a reason to hang out with me.
How did
Which,
that reveal go? Like, I really want to know about that conversation.
yeah, it was like a realization, kind of
Mhm.
where it's like I kind of started figuring it out as I was like, where are your other episodes? And like,
Did he release it? Did he release just one
he
conversation?
eventually did. So he
Wow.
did, and he like quick made a first episode with his friends, and I listened to that one. It was just them just like getting high and just talking about just like nothing. It was
Yeah.
so weird. And then the next one was with me, and
Uh-huh.
he put so much work into it.
Ha
Like
ha
he
ha.
had intersperses of my clips, and then he had
Mhm.
like cutaways, and he had like my audio was like the stories were all good. He had an intro song he wrote, and it just was like this hour long, like
Wow.
put in so he said, yeah, he said it was like he wanted it to be so good for
Aw.
me. I know. And I don't even, yeah, it's like normally like who listens to their own podcast episodes too, by the way, buddy? Like you
Yeah,
put in a
yeah.
lot of work, but like I'm not just gonna sit and listen to the conversation we just had.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Be like, but I did though, and it was really good. And I was like, oh man, this guy really likes me.
Aw.
But yeah, I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute. And like a great way to meet people, invite them on
Yeah.
your podcast,
Oh,
and then
100%. I've definitely done a
yeah.
lot of shows that have gotten
Mhm.
no boyfriends or husbands from it, but there's definitely, I'm down to do pretty much anyone's show, especially over Zoom or whatever. It's easy just to be like, sure, I'll talk to you for an hour. Let me do a quick
Right.
Google your name and Nazi, and if nothing comes up, then sure, I'll do your show.
I didn't even think of that. That's great. Um, but yeah, the thing is with the Zoom ones, then you can't
Mhm.
there's no chance for a kiss.
Yeah.
So that's something
Did
to
you
think about
did you
because
guys kiss
I
after your podcast?
I did after we got recorded, and I had been
Ooh.
drinking. Like
Yeah.
I was like 20. I went over there and I was like pre-gaming and drinking,
Yeah.
just like partying. And then at the end of the podcast, we were just hanging out, and I just kind of got up and I just like leaned over and I just kissed him, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Just checking." I was like, I want to make sure you like me because if you want to be friends, like I don't need any more friends. So I'd be like, oh, that's not what this is. Bye. Like, who cares? I burned a
Damn.
bridge with some stranger. Like, it's fine.
Listen to this Andy Erikson game. Damn,
Yeah,
dude.
man. I got game. I
I
mean, there was a
know.
lot of signs and signals or whatever, but he said
Mhm.
he was so happy. He was just like,
Aw.
I mean, any guy, like, if you have a crush on someone and then they
Yeah.
make it easy and just kiss you, you're like, sweet.
You're like, oh man, I don't need to like book anybody else after this. Thank God.
Yeah, this is my last podcast. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Yeah,
Aw.
but he ended up doing the podcast for a while, like maybe even like a
Mhm.
year, and then eventually started another one and did that one for a few years. So he loves podcasting. He got into sound and editing and so
Yeah.
nice
Aw.
beginning. He edited my album. He
Yeah,
did the
yeah.
audio on it. Yeah. I did like the piecing together, but he
Mhm.
did like sound stuff on it.
Yeah.
Um, he's pretty cool.
That's amazing. I love it. How long you guys been together for now?
I met him in 2009. So that's
Aw. Yep.
15
15,
years.
15 and
And
a
we
half.
got
Yeah.
married in 2015. So
Nice.
almost 10 years. Yeah. Pretty
Aw.
cool.
I love
Ah,
that. It's adorable.
love,
What a cute
love.
little love story. I love that.
Yeah. Two little dorky creatives.
I got my dog in 2009, so I know exactly how long that's been. Yeah.
Wow. We got a
Mhm.
cat in, yeah, like a few months after we started dating. And
Aw.
she was born in like around the time we met because we got her 3 months later. We got her in
Mhm.
2010. But like, yeah, he got a cat with me to make sure I wouldn't leave him. It was like, oh, we share the cat. We can't get divorced.
No, I think to anchor someone with a pet, I mean,
Mhm.
better, easier than a baby, number one.
Yeah, way easier.
Way easier than a baby, but a
Hmm.
great move because,
Yep.
man, to have an animal to pivot to after an argument or like if there's
Yes.
nothing else to talk about, to be like, well, look what they're doing.
Yeah,
How
he's
cute is
so
that?
I can see her right now. He's
Aw.
my little buddy.
What's his name?
Mountain goat.
Mountain Goat. Oh, that's the one that you took through TSA.
Yep, to TSA. Yep, she's a trooper. Yeah, didn't pee anywhere, so that's good.
That's great.
Hmm.
That's great. My dog has absolutely peed in the airport before. He also bit a
What?
He bit a stewardess in the butt one time too. That was bad.
What? Yeah.
It was bad. It was.
I bet the stewardess did something.
I mean, she leaned over
That's all.
in the opposite direction, so her butt was like
Mm.
moved over into my face, and I'd had him like I was like
Oh.
giving him some treats, and he was just like, "What is this?" And he just reached up and just chomped on her butt. And half an hour into a 4.5 hour cross country flight, and it was like the most stressful, most stressful flight of my life. Oh man, they like the stewardess like went to the bathroom. She changed places. We were in the back of the plane. She like worked in the front of the plane. Like she didn't come near me again.
Oh my gosh.
All the other flight, I should be saying flight attendant. All the other flight attendants hated me, and they like one of them brought up a picture and was like, "This is what your dog did to her butt," and it was like a little purple mark because like a tooth had like
She
caught
brought
it.
up a picture of
Yeah.
her butt.
Yeah. And at that moment I was like, I'm panicking, but also I don't think
Yeah.
you should show me your butt. So that
So I think maybe we're good.
I think I'm gonna keep that for myself.
Yeah.
And they
We're
let me
even.
luckily they let us go and everything was okay.
Yeah, you're not going to jail when the plane lands. You're like, oh no, that is, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh my God. Well, thankfully
No.
that didn't happen.
No.
Yeah, we made it. That's the important
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
We made it.
But
You made it. Mountain goat's here.
yep, and mountain goat, I like it's wild too that like there's just usually tons of pets on planes and people don't even realize it. Like they're
Yeah.
just like there are animals everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it rules. It makes me
And
very
people
happy.
usually love it. And I would tell people like, hey, just like I have a cat under
Yeah.
here in case you're allergic or whatever.
Mhm.
But people are usually like, oh my God, I love it.
What's mountain goat look like?
I'll go show you.
Please, I would love to see her.
Mountain goat.
Mountain goat.
Mountain goat, come here.
Miss Mountain Goat.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, classic cat. This is a classic cat look. Very classico. Love it. Sweet baby.
Yep, very just like that's a cat, and I always joke like I couldn't pick her out of a lineup. Like she's just like,
Yeah.
sorry, mountain goat.
She's like, I'm a cat. This is what a
Yeah.
cat looks like. Classico cat. That's perfect.
Yeah, perfect, nice and cute and fuzzy.
Aw, sweet baby. I love that.
Yep, she's got. Normally, she does come and bother me when I'm recording, but I gave her enough attention this morning while I was doing my makeup. So,
Oh, gotcha. Oh, there we go.
I saw a study recently that said that people who don't use Facebook and Instagram are happier. Okay. But like, how do they brag about it? So, I've decided that the last person I'm gonna date is gonna be the flap of hair that hangs in front of your face. Yeah, the last person I'm gonna date is the flap of hair that hangs in front of your face. You wanna know why? Because I wanna go out with a bang. Is anyone going to holiday parties?
This guy is.
No, you go to holiday parties. Okay, there's this new fad this year where everyone goes to the holiday parties and you do hot yoga. Yeah, right. Yeah, you do hot yoga at these holiday parties, and everyone gets lined up and then you vote on who's the most unattractive. Right? Yeah. Did anyone else go into an ugly sweater party? I love watching old TV game shows. I love them so much because they make you feel really good about yourself. They do, right? Because like the grand prize is like a 17-inch color TV, you know, and you're like, I already got that. Oh yeah, and the super grand prize is a 1987 Oldsmobile Cutlass, and you're like, still driving mine. Take that, Pat Sajak. So, which of my mom's sisters do you think has the best smelling armpits? Which of my mom's sisters do you think has the best smelling armpits? Do you think it's her sister who's 55 years old or 60 years old? Okay, I'll tell you. It's not the younger ant. It's deodorant.
You have a lot of one-liners on the album that I really love because I feel like that is like a style of comedy that I feel like that's a style of comedy that we just don't like do as much because it has like a nice throwback vibe to it. And I don't know, I it's a nice refreshing thing to hear them, I think.
Oh yeah, like it's weird too because that's kind of what I started doing, and
Hmm.
I usually like open with them, like in general in shows and stuff like that. But in these last shows, I kind of ended with them. But
Hmm.
it's like a weird, it's a different type of it's like a different type of like tension because it's just
Hmm.
like, is this gonna be silly? Is this gonna make sense? Like you kind of have to like really think to get the
Yeah.
audience to like think about it.
Yeah, it's like joke math, I think. I'm always like,
Yes.
that's the answer. Is always like you could like graph them like they feel like equations to me.
Yeah, and there's always people who laugh and they don't know why they're laughing.
Hmm.
There's something funny about it, but then like later on they're like, "Oh, that's the joke."
Yeah.
Like that's how I explained it. Like I've had like an aunt who it took her I think 10 years to like
Mhm.
understand one of my jokes and was just like it's just like, "Oh." So it's fun. But yeah, I'm a smart comic. I'm for
Yeah. No, absolutely. It just feels like it feels very like a vaudevillian tradition or something to me. It's like I know that there's
yeah.
like Billy Connolly was is like my favorite comedian and he
Mhm.
will do like a 2 hour show and tell like four or five like personal stories. They're all like five or
Mhm.
six, like all like they're all like 10 minutes each. And just they're great. And then he'll close with like just 20 minutes of street jokes.
Oh
And
my
I just
gosh.
love that like pivot to like, all right, now we're just gonna do a little joke math together and it's gonna be fun.
It is. And it's like there are people who'll be like, I'm not really into that kind of stuff, or I'm not really into like puns or whatever.
Mhm.
But then in the moment you hear it and you're like, oh, that's funny. Like you can
Yeah,
kind of, yeah, you can kind of trick people. It's
totally.
like
It's like just
into
be
having fun with
silly.
it.
Be
Yeah,
silly.
that's what
It's
it
not
is
that
too.
serious.
Be silly. Just have fun. And that is kind of what I try to do with my comedy too, is like just be silly and escape and
Hmm.
just don't worry about what other people think about you. Just enjoy
Yeah,
it and laugh. Like,
totally.
but yeah, I do
Because
get
I,
some groans and then I yell at the audience and then they laugh. And
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like you're here to have a good time, right? Like,
yes.
let's
But
not
that's
forget that
true.
part.
You don't really see like one-liners on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff like
Hmm.
that, but I'm here for it. I
Yeah,
like I'm gonna bring it back.
hell yeah. It's starting here with Andy Erikson, everybody.
Yeah.
Damn
Silly
straight.
jokes.
Yeah. Well, the album is called Corn Dogs Unleashed.
Yes.
It's available right now everywhere for pre-sale, and it will be out everywhere on Friday, wide release, literally everywhere. If you're gonna buy it, you can buy it on Bandcamp, Amazon, and iTunes, and you can stream it literally everywhere. If you stream it, we do ask that you stream it 1 million times. It's always helpful. I've had people do that before with my first album. I had like a podcast listener that would just like on his Spotify at night, he would just put it on mute
Ah.
overnight for me. And I was always like, thanks, Tyler. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you get the check and you just like, thanks, Tyler.
I could use that
Um,
$40. Thanks so much.
I know that's what I do. Like when I'm selling my CDs at shows,
Mhm,
like I for my first CD, after
mhm.
they buy it, and I'm like, you could have got this for free on Spotify. And I just make fun of them, like, ha ha.
That's
No,
what you get,
yeah.
sucker.
But people
Oh,
like supporting comedy, I think, and then just to
yeah,
like own it too. Yeah,
totally. It's
but
like that tactile thing I think is like important.
yeah,
And yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
And
supporting
mine,
art.
this one won't be tactile.
Mhm.
It's not physical, but still, you can maybe like touch
Yeah.
the air as you listen.
Hold a teddy bear while you were listening.
Yes! I wish I
Hold
had
a
my teddy
cat.
bear.
Like hold,
Yeah,
eat a corn dog while
required.
you're listening. Like there's
Yes!
a bunch of different stuff you could do, and then that makes it
Mhm.
more of a tactile experience.
Yes,
Andy's providing the mood setting, and then
yes,
you're interactive part of this because you're holding something and
yes.
making it your own.
It actually is required that everyone eat a corn dog while you listen and hold a stuffed animal. And
Yeah.
send me a picture of you eating a corn dog and holding a stuffed animal.
Please do that. We would
Yeah,
love to see those photos. That would be amazing.
I will put them on my everything. That'll be my next cover of my album.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I love that. Well, where can everybody find you online and everything that you want to plug?
Instagram is at Andy Erikson and TikTok, it's like ANDYERIKSON. So that's just search me out, find me. I'm gonna have a new podcast. Well, I have a new podcast now called The Squirrel Club Agenda. Come find me there.
Yeah.
And then I also buy my CD first, but then I also sell stand-up comedy journals
I
where
love this
people can
idea.
like,
This is so cool.
yeah, people can like write jokes daily.
Hmm.
Um, and come up with material. And I just made one in hardcover for the first time. And these are the author copies, so they have like the
That's awesome.
yeah. So this one was
Um,
like free.
that's cool. The design is
Yeah,
really cool in those too. I love that.
thank you.
Yeah,
It's just spacey.
that's fun.
But I redesigned them because before it said like the stand-up comedy journal by Andy Erikson. I
Mm.
was like, I'm gonna take myself off of it, just put it on the binding so people can just have like their own
Yeah.
journal and not make it be like a book. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I just like encouraging comedians to write every day. And
Yeah, you're always very good about that. Just like trying to be
mm,
like, let's work together. Let's like write
yeah,
something. Like the collaborative process is fun.
it should be fun, everybody.
Yeah, enjoy yourself. Share
Yeah,
it with
have
other people.
fun.
It's the way to do
Share it
it.
with me. Be my friend. That's my goal.
Be Andy's friend, and the best way you
Mhm.
can be her friend, like an expression of love out of
Yeah.
the gate, would be to buy the album. So
Abs buy the album
just
and
saying.
know all the jokes by heart so that when we talk, I don't have to like fill you in.
Yes.
It's important. Quote
If
my jokes back to me. Love it. BFF.
love to hear it. Feels great.
Yes.
Yeah, love
Yes.
that. Well, follow
I do.
Andy everywhere.
Yep.
Okay, don't go for it. What were you gonna
I
say?
was just gonna say I do need the money, everybody. So just I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, like times are a little bit tough as an artist out here in these
Yeah.
streets. So
If you
just
have
so you,
extra money, which some of you do,
some of you do, some of you do, and like,
some of you don't.
you
But
should. Here's the thing: you shouldn't be going to Starbucks. That's very bad. Make your coffee at home and give it
yep,
to comedians. That's what you should be
yeah,
doing instead.
yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely do
Hmm.
that instead. We're not union busting or supporting horrible things.
Uh-uh. Yep.
We're good
For
people.
one, just adopt one comedian for $10 a month. You can
I mean,
adopt a
truly.
comedian.
Yeah, become my I know I love like Patreon has tried to bring back the word patron. I like patron of the
Yeah,
arts.
yeah.
I mean Leonardo da Vinci had patrons. You know, you could be ours for much less. Much less. I mean, you know, we're not
Absolutely.
painting the Sistine Chapel or whatever. I know I'm getting my artists confused. I don't care. But Michelangelo, which turtle
I
did
yeah, Donatello.
one of the turtles did the Sistine Chapel? I don't
Leonardo.
respect Catholicism enough to know which
Or architecture.
or architecture or
Yeah.
art. Comedy is art. Give us money. It's the important
Yeah.
part.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Well, we'll talk to you soon. Buy Eddie's album. Bye.